What have you been doing with training here with getting Hellah ready for the MLS preseason?
Basically, first and foremost, anything that we do at Velocity is we need to first recognize the athlete that we're working with and then perform what we call a needs analysis on that athlete. And that entails doing a comprehensive training protocol where we look at not only that individual and how they perform, but of course the sport that they're involved. So Hellah being an elite soccer player, we need to first see who Hellah is as the athlete, but also then basically try to correspond that to what the needs are for a true professional soccer player.
And with velocity techniques, what is it? What is the difference between that you guys' stuff that you do compared to other people's gym that they do with athlete that makes you stand out?
I think, certainly it's the level of attention and detail that we give. Our staff prides itself on being on the cutting edge of sports science research. So we do, for instance, periodic meetings and kind of mini conferences amongst ourselves where we go over the kind of recent trends in literature. So case in point with soccer, we make sure that if we have an athlete such as Hellah coming in, that we familiarize ourselves as much with that sport as possible. So we go through sources like the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research. We see the biomechanical breakdown of that sport. We get an idea of the energy systems and the energy demands of that sport. So what we then try to do is with that information try to compile a much more specific program that's going to suit that individual's needs. So it isn't just what we happen to come across that day. It isn't just kind of the latest internet trend. Everything we do is based on empirical research-based evidence.
Since he's been here at Velocity Sports, what has been his progress compared to day one to today?
I think Hellah's progress has been fantastic. He is extremely kind of competent in movement. I mean, being a professional sportsman, his capabilities and abilities kind of come through very well. We did a functional movement screen, which is just one of the many tools we use to assess our athletes just to get an idea of how they move, whether they're at a greater risk of injury, whether they have other predispositions, and Hellah did a fantastic job of that. So already it shows that in certain kind of movements we can kind of start loading him up. Because one of the things that we like to do when we work with soccer athletes in particular is get them strong. Anyone that's been involved in professional sport or professional soccer knows that they are easily one of the most conditioned types of athletes on the planet. To go for a full 90 minutes with tons of intermittent sprint work takes a great deal of fitness levels to achieve. However, that being said, if you actually look at, again, some of the trends in professional soccer, you notice that there's quite a bit of soft tissue injuries. So athletes will hurt their hamstrings, even just the way they land when going up for a header, if they have kind of muscle imbalances, particularly in the lower extremity. There's a lot of things that can really affect a soccer athlete, and we always kind of say to ourselves, it's very hard to succeed at your sport if you're not playing it, and you're not playing it if you're injured. So one of the first things we try to do is provide a strength training program for our soccer athletes that they might not necessarily be getting in an inclusive training year.
Anything else would you like to add to this?
Just that, we at Velocity here in Norwood are just thrilled to have Hellah, especially someone of his caliber. Needless to say, it's fantastic to be able to kind of use some of these kind of higher-end tools with elite sportsmen, and especially sportswomen as well. It's just nothing short of a privilege in that regard to have him, and we hopefully will have other athletes that are going to benefit from our services in the future.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure. 15 or 20, just so you get like a full kind of vantage, because he's going to go fast. Chin down. Head down. Yep.